There once was a little girl walking with her mother hand in hand. Playful and cheerful as she was, her mother let her stay in the playground while she was off doing shopping. Played the little girl as much as she could, but she didn't have any company to join her in her fun. She began to search for someone to play with. So she skipped and she skipped without regret, and suddenly found herself in front of a big building. It looked abandoned, but the doors were open. She knew that it wasn't right to go inside, and right as she was getting back to the playground, she heard laughter inside. She couldn't hear on which floor it was, but she knew it was from inside. So she continued skipping to the front door. The little girl stepped inside and walked towards the end of the room that she was in. The windows were nailed with wooden boards, and it was oh so little sunlight entering the room. She reached the very end, and she didn't saw anyone or anything because of the dim light in the room. But there was stairs leading to the second floor. She took a glimpse if she could see anything. From the bottom of the stairs, as her eyes looked, they stayed fixed on a shadow that looked like a man standing still. The little girl said, "Can I play with you up there?" But there was no answer. She asked again, "Hey mister, I heard laughter, so you're having fun, right? Can I have fun with you, mister?" But still no answer from the mysterious man who stayed still, not moving even a muscle. She was getting curious and impatient, and as she said, "Mister, I'm coming to get ya," she began to climb the stairs, went to the second floor. The man began to leave her side, going further back all the way to the third floor. The little girl step by step reached the second floor. As her expectations were going down, she began to run her hands on the walls because it was so dark that she couldn't see anything anymore. As she walked further, she began feeling door frames and doorknobs on her hand. There were little cracks that weren't sealed on the windows. They shined pure sunlight on little points on the wall. Her eyes began to adjust, and she could see in the dark more. And again, like on the first floor, this room was empty as well, just full of locked doors. She couldn't find the silent man who was ignoring her from before. So she looked around and she saw on the wall some writing that was red. She walked to that direction of the wall as she wanted to feed her curiosity. She saw the writing on the wall and it said, "Don't look back because there's no one there." The little girl was getting too impatient, so she began to skip towards the stairs that led to the third floor. She thought to herself that she'll make the man jealous, that he couldn't resist playing with her. So as she skipped towards the stairs, she began to hum a joyful melody. She reached the stairs, and the man was there standing on top. The little girl began to provoke him and saying, "Mister, I don't need you, I have so much fun here on my own." But again, the man didn't respond to her. He began to make crying noises. "Why are you crying, mister? Is it 'cause I'm having more fun than you?" she said, but still no response by him. She was getting angry with him, so she began to walk towards him. He again began to respond the same and took steps away from her, leading her to the third floor. She began to cover her eyes because sunlight was covering her sight, so she couldn't see. When she put her hand down, she saw door frames all blocked by nailed wooden boards, and in the center of the room, there the man stood still. She first looked at the doors, as there was some writing on them. It was some kind of warning. It said, "This is where we play." As she turned her head to ask the man, he was standing right in front of her. She looked up and saw his face, wrapped in bandages that only his crying eyes could be seen. He slowly got his hand out of his pocket and in there was a knife. And then she asked, "With which one shall we play, mister? You're the only one who survived. Even though I cut off your tongue, I can sense you wanna play with them." She took the knife and had a joyful look. As tears were falling on his face, he took her hand and walked beside her. As she hummed a joyful melody,